Stay in school, fam. This road shit is fucking wet, bro.
They should make their
Stay in
parents proud,
school,
like.
make your money, bro. Just bro. Just make your parents proud.
What should you have done?
Me, I can't. I'm just gonna make my money. Fuck everyone in it, like even the music thing. I'm gonna do the music, but I can't. Like, it's not a priority.
Yeah.
Man's gonna trap, make
What's
money.
the biggest priority
Fuck
to you right
everyone.
now?
My son, bro.
Yeah.
My son,
Yes.
my Marge, my family, my BM making money. That's it. All this dub shit is fucking done, fam. It's done. It's fucking done. You get it? Like, bro, man, still M trap, but you get it? It's done, bro.
No, you're not.
It's done.
Yeah,
Cool, I'm more in it. M, what?
Real talk, true season. They say real recognize real. And I feel like it's a lot of capping that's going on, a lot of chatting, a lot of man them talking a big bravado of who's bad and who's not bad, but who cares who's bad? Let me tell you a story about my life, about my family being heavily involved in gangs, about my life always being pent up into about who you are and how it judges you and your perception and the way that people perceive you. It's all a facade. I was told to be the man of my house, but didn't told to own my house. I was told to stand up and be a man, and man don't cry. And I realized the more and more I didn't cry, the more and more I was suffering. The more and more I wasn't dealing with my emotions. The more and more I wasn't dealing with the problems that I was actually facing. 9 times out of 10 I was scared was on the streets. 9 times out of 10 I didn't want to sell drugs. 9 times out of 10 I didn't want to commit crimes. But I only commit the crime because I felt like I was no better. I felt like I couldn't achieve better. I felt like I couldn't even sit there and say, one day I'll be going into schools and teaching young kids. Me, Chris, that's come from the roads. You too can change your life. But we can't stop following these guys and following these roadmen. Like I said, if he's over the age of 30 and he's standing on the block and he's sitting there and he's speaking to you and he's rapping to you and he's talking about, young Killy, come on, man's outside, we're doing this. Man's going to the trap, man's going to the band, we're popping champagnes. Ask yourself, why are you standing here? What life and what trauma have you gone through to the fact that you haven't grown up, the fact that you haven't pushed yourself to say, I can't do this forever? What allows yourself to feel like you can beat the system? Everybody that we know, we're all in prison. We've got friends, family, cousins, members that's in prisons. No one's won this game of life. No one's won this game of road. No one's won this game of street life. Any person that you look up to and you inspire by, ask them 9 times out of 10, have they have more losses than winners? And we keep sitting there and putting on this image and no one's sitting there keeping it real. But I'm trying to keep it real with you kids. No one don't love you more than yourself. No one doesn't love you more than your mother or your father. No one doesn't love you more than your family. So when you're sitting there and you're jogging, when you're sitting there, you're on that block, when you're sitting there repping that gang, ask yourself when you're sitting in that cell, was it worth it? Ask yourself when you're sitting in that cell and say to yourself, my friend made me ride out for beef that wasn't even my beef. Something that was nothing to do with me. Why didn't I tell my friend Lowy? Why didn't I show him that I've got dreams and aspirations and I don't want to let go of them? Why didn't I tell him that I was actually scared and I feel vulnerable? Why didn't I tell him that there were so many things that was going through your mind and we don't even stop and sit there and think, live for me? We're now putting flowers down on our friend's grave. We've now got kids that are 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old burying their friends. Going to school and seeing knife attacks, going to school and seeing crime, going to school and being pushed into grooming, being pushed into certain areas that young people shouldn't even be seeing at the age that they're seeing. Social media is too much. But we never want to talk about these situations because guess what? It's too deep. It's too deep to dive in. It's too deep to actually control. It's too deep to understand. But I say stop and search your kids before they leave their house. I sit there and say to us all the time, what are we doing that's better? We can't keep sitting there moaning about the Metropolitan Police, but the Metropolitan Police are only coming when the damage has already been done. Where's the community? Where's us as the community that can see what's going on? We know who's who, but we don't want to say nothing because we promote the same thing to our young people. We don't speak to the police. We say to the same young people, we've got trauma, so we hand down the same trauma. We say to our young people, I want you to do better, but we never do better. How much of us are growing right now? How much of us have changed our lifestyle? How much of us have shown our kids that I can be better? How much of us are sitting there waiting for our kids to do better than us because you're relying on your child? Shame on you. How much of us are sitting there knowing that they're in denial and you're an enabler? You're enabling your child. Your child is on drugs. Your child is smoking narcotics. Your child is a criminal. Your child could be a murderer and we are condoning these behaviors, but then we want to look a blind eye, but we're first to put our hands up and complain when something gets done to you. We're the first to put our hands up when your son's being unjust, but your son's been running around committing all sorts of controversy around his own community. We don't even love ourselves, so how can we love our community? We don't even love ourselves, so how can we love our neighbor? We don't even love ourselves, so how can the young people be taught to be able to love each other if we don't love each other? We're so interested in fame, glitz, glamour, going on holiday, turning up, gossip, chit chat, back chat. We've got man them online talking about so much gal chat that they don't even want to look after their kids. We've got so much girls talking about being a boss bitch and rare, but you don't want to sit down and nurture for your own child and make sure that we are there for them. We're quick to talk about we are great parents, but we can see within the system of parenting, maybe our parentings have gone wrong. We sit there and say we've had trauma from our old parents, but at least they put us in check. At least we had structure. At least we had thoughts. At least we have morals. At least we have respect. At least we had opportunities that we tried to climb towards and try and have. What's our young people got today? Being a drug dealer. What's our young people got to be today? Being a trapper. It's a sad time, and I want you young kids to realize that this page is going to be more just for that positivity. This page is no longer going to be me just sitting there just shouting. This page is going to be about us uplifting and talking about the uncomfortable conversations that we don't want to talk about. The uncomfortable conversations when it means that we might be slacking. The uncomfortable conversations that your child might have to come to you and ask you questions like, Mom, why are you not doing better? Why are you sitting here in an abusive relationship? Dad, why are you not stepping up? Why do you keep going back to prison? These are the kind of uncomfortable questions and conversations that maybe sometimes our children might have to be asking us. If we haven't gone to counseling, why? If you know you've got trauma and you ain't dealing with it, why? If you know you're alcohol dependent, why? If you know you're doing certain things but you know it's not helping you to be the best that you can be, ask yourself why. Because the only person that you're failing is yourself, but most importantly, the generation that's to come. Like, follow, subscribe. Check out my page, follow the YouTube. Go onto my page for the full video. Don't worry, I'll wait.